Hey everybody, welcome back. I can't stop winning. Can't stop selecting one of the easiest characters in the game and pretending it's difficult. I can't stop playing Isaac 1 to 3 times an afternoon when I have free time available to myself. I can't stop myself even though I got nothing in the banter chamber. I don't have one in the chamber ready to go. Do we go back to the old tried and true grocery bits? I saw a lady try to use the self-checkout while also FaceTiming at the same time. She managed to make it work, but it slowed me down slightly. Does anybody else think she should be in federal prison? I mean, how do you... I'm nothing if not self-aware, okay? Not that interested. We got to remember, last time we popped off early, it's important. Slow yourself down, you know, give yourself a little bit of runway here. Give yourself... Hey! Oh, it's okay. I'm just a guy. It's okay. I did drink about like a liter of water in between these two videos just because my throat was so Colin Farrelled. Can I tell you? I don't know. Subway is the establishment. Notice I didn't use the word restaurant because restaurants sell food. It's the establishment I frequent the most that I talk the most smack about for sure. Earlier this week I tweeted, "You're out of Italian herbs and cheese. Guess I'm going somewhere else then." And that's inspired by a true story where I said, I'll have a foot-long turkey sandwich on Italian herbs and cheese. And then the sandwich artist said, oh, sorry, we're out of Italian herbs and cheese. Now, what I did not say is I'm going to another restaurant. What I said is, that's fine, I'll take multigrain. But in my head, I was like, I mean, it's fine. I'm not going to throw like a temper tantrum because you got the wrong... You don't have my #1 daddy special favorite flavor of bread. There we go. I got it there. But I kind of thought about it, but I was a bit of a captive audience. But another thing has been rattling around in my head is like, if I was to go to a Subway and there was even one person in line in front of me, I think I would just walk out. Not because like, you know, nobody treats me like this, but because like I'll wait for food. I mean, I live in a city where, you know, if you go out for brunch, you're like, hey, meet at the restaurant at 10:30, we might get in by noon. It's more like I thought there was another red poop coming out here. It's more like I'm not willing to do that at Subway, like your Subway. Like during the COVID lockdowns when restaurants were finally able to open back up, sometimes you'd go by a Subway and it would have a sign that would say like please, no more than 3 patrons inside the Subway at any given time, which has the same energy as like, you know, when you order a pizza and they say, what do you want on it? Even though you're alone in your apartment, covering the receiver and going, hey guys, what kind of toppings do you want? Like, it's not 3 people inside of a Subway. When was the last time that happened? Like 2004? I don't think, the sign is a waste of paper. If I was a tree, I would be mad. If I was whatever ink came from, I would be mad. Like, if I was an octopus, I'd be like, you should take that down. It's disrespectful. Hold on. Okay, walk me. Get him. I made a mistake! I'm just a guy! Oh, it's worth it. That being said, I do eat there. Why? I don't know. Sometimes you just don't like yourself, and you say, you know what would really affirm my negative thoughts about myself is eating a trough of cold cuts, a foot-long trough of various different types of simulated pork products in a cylindrical format. And Subway's like, we got you. Eat fresh. The audacity. Eat fresh. Subway be like, do you want spinach or brown lettuce? Eat fresh. Listen, if you're watching this and you're like a Subway franchisee, I apologize. Like, at least you're not Tim Hortons, okay? Like, just because I reserve most of my judgment for Subway, that's because I got a lot of material because I still go there on occasion for whatever reason. Maybe because the last time it was popular was when I was in high school, and those are like good memories of what it means to be young. Nice try, you almost got me. Tim Hortons, don't even get me started. Tim Hortons isn't, I get it. All restaurants are businesses, but Tim Hortons is not a restaurant. It's a corporation, okay? Listen, take me down to the next level. Yeah. Wait, do we ignore our deal with the devil? That's the right thing to do. Take me down. That's all I've got to say. and I refuse to elaborate any further. Okay, remember, Cursed Eye, not good. Cursed Eye is not good. Don't trick yourself. Little Brim, on the other hand, is fantastic. Very good value, very efficient. It's like a 2-mana 4/3 in Magic the Gathering. That must be good, right? 2-mana 4/3, that seems solid. What's the average power of a 2-mana unit? Also, Richard Garfield, get over yourself. It's not power and toughness, okay? It's attack and HP. And this is the smallest hill I'm willing to die on. I'm just, honestly, just random neurological firings at this point is basically what's happening. You're witnessing the cognitive decline of a once great man. And you're clicking the thumbs up button on it. Does anyone else see how messed up this is? What you should have said is, oh, really? Where? Like the implication being that, where's the great man? You get the idea? Anyway, look, I'm here all day. What do you got for me? The key box spawns a random pickup to be purchased. Is this a joke to you? BOGO bombs? I'm not spending 91% of my net worth for BOGO bombs. Like, if I had a 99 cents, I would bother to, you know, sign the receipt, but with 17 cents, no, I'm sorry, I'm not buying BOGO bombs, okay? Out of touch streamer banned from vaunted Balthazar restaurant in New York City after being the worst customer this chef has ever seen. First he came in and he insulted my BOGO bombs. Then he started doing a 4 out of 10 impression of Colin Farrell in the film The Batman, which was my favorite movie of this year. And then he's... Anyway. Sorry, I don't have an opinion on... Oh. I don't have an opinion on the James Corden restaurant drama because I have a life. I'm sorry. My opinion on it is that I don't like James Corden. But I find it very funny how many other people who don't like James Corden but also don't know him were celebrating him getting... A guy you've never met getting banned from a restaurant you've never been to. And then when asked, why do you care? Responding, he was mean to the waiter! Yeah, that's not based. It's not based to be mean to a waiter. At the same time, I'm not rooting for James Corden's downfall. I would just like for him to maybe like be like a nice guy or whatever. No, you don't understand. Late night TV show politics are real life. Honestly, James Corden could walk into a restaurant, pull his pants down, and have diarrhea all over the floor right next to my table. And the first thing I would do is I would look to an invisible camera that didn't exist, like Jim Halpert on The Office, and I would say, at least he didn't do carpool karaoke here. At least he didn't do crosswalk musical or whatever the heck it's called. At least I'm not trying to rush home to get to my family and I gotta deal with Idina Menzel going like, look at this thing, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Like, at least I'm not just trying to, you know, get to my doctor's appointment to get an extra course of antibiotics and I gotta hear Reese Witherspoon sing like A Whole New World or something like that with Josh Gad. At least it's just human feces next to my table. At least it's just physically disgusting instead of spiritually repulsive, devoid of all artistic merit whatsoever. At least that recognizing that diarrhea gets some reaction out of me was a carpool karaoke. Here's two people you recognize singing a song you know. Where's my updates? Okay, I'm going too far. I'm gonna take Brother Bobby in the hopes of getting to conjoined. I'm gonna bank on us not getting a deal with the Angel because our chances are literally 0% because we've already seen the option there. And then I'm gonna, you know what? I'm not gonna re-roll the shop. I'm gonna save our money. I'm going to re-roll the boss room in the hopes of getting some valid attributes. And I'm not gonna go to the curse room. I'm gonna save our spirit hearts so we have the maximum chance possible of Wow, what a slap in the face. So we have the maximum chance possible of getting a deal on the next floor. That makes sense to me. This whole plan makes sense to me. Anyway, tell me how you really feel. Even then, for all that negativity that I just said about James Corden, I just don't understand. Like, I've never met the man. I'm not rooting for his demise. I don't have his fall from grace on my vision board or anything like that. I got other stuff to do. Was it worth? No, not worth. That is not a good way to save your spirit hearts for the future. Reminds me, it's the same thing with like the Adam Levine stuff, where people are like, I'll never buy another Maroon 5 CD ever again. And I was like, you just started, like, no offense, but like, first time? Well, why were you buying them in the first place? Because you liked the songs? That can't possibly be the case. You bought it because you thought that the lead singer of this band was like the moral paragon or something like that? It couldn't be because you like the songs. Let's not live in a fantasy. Listen, they got some hooks, okay? I don't have a lot of positive stuff to say about Maroon 5. I will say my wife is she's a fan. And you know what? The heart wants what the heart wants in that sense. I'm not going to say, you know, hey, forget about this Maroon 5. Let's start listening to the Cocteau Twins. I'll just listen to that myself while I'm, like, setting YouTube videos. And then in the car, if I wanted something that sounded like I was in a grocery store, then I would turn on some Maroon 5, which is fine, by the way. And I can't deny he's a great singer. But who cares? You know what I mean? This is a very hateful episode so far. I apologize. This is what happens when I got no banter. One of my favorite Adam Levine quips in the genre of Adam Levine owns is Adam Levine, and I didn't invent this phrase, I'm just parroting it. Adam Levine looks like a guy who walks into a tattoo parlor and says, give me some tattoos. I love that one. Either way, what was I talking about? I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's downright parasocial, I guess is what I'm trying to say. By the way, I would have to say of the late night hosts, you might think that you're like, yeah, he doesn't mind James Corden that much, but he must hate Jimmy Fallon. No, I kind of like, listen. I've liked some of Stephen Colbert's work in the past. His work on the Tonight Show or on the Late Show doesn't interest me. Holy cow, what a get! I can't blow you up. I'm sorry. Just it's not my tempo. Jimmy Fallon, there's a lot to dislike. I find him affable. I don't know. It's just the episode of comedians in cars getting coffee with Jimmy Fallon. I'd watched his run on SNL because I was like at the right formative age to be watching it. I do think that him laughing at his own jokes is annoying, but at the same time, I find him not funny. Don't slander me. But I find him somewhat humorous. How droll, Niles. If I had to pick, I'm trying to think of who else is. Because people always do this thing where it's like they try to get out of the question. Who's your favorite current late night host? Oh, I really liked Craig Ferguson when he was on. Okay, well, he's not on anymore. It hasn't been on for like 12 years. So why don't you answer the question? Oh, before he retired, I loved Conan, especially like his remote stuff. Yeah, me too. Who's your favorite? What do you like? Do you like the poop? Do you like the pee? Or do you like the vomit? Which one's your favorite? You gotta answer, okay? I would say between Kimmel, Fallon, Corden, and Colbert. I mean, the intellectual side of me wants to say Colbert, but I just don't find the show. I mean, that show is like a 1 out of 10 entertaining to me, and the Jimmy Fallon show is like a 2 out of 10. Now, I never want to see like Celebrity Dance Battle again as long as I live. For Spirit Hearts, I sleep. It's not my tempo. Like, I hate those. I mean, maybe this is too snobby. Like, you want what you want. You like what you like, okay? If you like these shows, just try to, I don't know, for the first time ever, try to learn how to take a joke. Sorry. I just saw the opportunity and I couldn't resist. I know you're not familiar with the concept of humor, so I'm going to introduce it to you. Sometimes someone will say something that's deliberately a little absurd in order to elicit air pushed out through your nostrils or even your mouth in a fast and rhythmic way. And we try not to take offense to it unless offense was meant in the first place. But that's a whole can of worms that I'm not necessarily going to get involved with. Hold on, let me step on the button real quick. Let me stay on the button even longer, and then let's get out of here. I just hate, like, any form of... And Scary Movie does this all the time. The Scary Movie films, which is how you know I'm being, you know, malevolent with my comparison here. But any humor that is like, I recognize that thing, it's got an uphill battle to make me feel good about watching it. Celebrities, you just saw Kate Winslet in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Now watch her do a dance routine to this Doja Cat song. Like, there's what's the joke? The joke is, like, you didn't expect to see Kate Winslet dancing to the Beverly Hills Cop theme song today. Like, I don't understand what the, like, what's the joke? The joke is that it's fun. I don't know. Like, I'm manufacturing a straw man in my head right now, but I don't know if you can just say that, because isn't like what's fun about it? Watching a celebrity dance is just like implicitly fun, I guess. I don't know. You gotta work a little bit harder than that for me. You gotta have, like, Austin Powers. Like, as long as we're talking about cerebral humor, I consider myself, I really like cerebral humor. I think nothing's off limits. I think comedians are their role in society is to shine a mirror up to itself and allow you to laugh at the absurd things about, you know, the world in which you live in, and maybe about yourself as well. That's why my favorite joke is in Austin Powers 2, when Austin, I gotta leave. I know I'm gonna take a hit there, but Austin walks into the laboratory and he sees two carafes, one of which holds coffee, and I'm not going to spoil what the other one is just yet, okay? He takes a coffee cup and he fills it up from one of the carafes and he drinks it. And everyone's like, Austin, what are you doing? No, no. And he's like, don't worry about it. I love coffee. And he's got a little coffee mustache. And then he drinks a little bit more, and he goes, this coffee tastes like poop. And then Basil Exposition, his handler, goes, Austin, it is poop. And then he drinks it again and goes, well, it is rather nutty. Just a classic little... that's the role of comedians, is to tell the truth, okay? No matter how much criticism they face for it, no matter how many people get offended, the role of comedians is to tell the truth about drinking poop from a coffee carafe that instead you meant to get the coffee, but instead you're drinking the poop. Society, back in the day, the jester was the only person in the king's court who was allowed to tell the truth. Everybody else would be beheaded if they told the king what they really thought. The jester, on the other hand, was the only person the king could hear the truth from, because comedy is a way that we teach each other about ourselves and teach each other not to drink poop from the vat that looks like... I mean, and a lot of people say that the joke is not that good. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Are we supposed to believe that Austin Powers, despite being an international man of mystery, has a reduced olfactory capability, a diminished sense of smell versus the average person? I mean, most coffee smells different than fecal matter from a human being, and this is fecal matter from fat bastard to begin with. So, you know, if I had to guess, I would probably say is stinkier than average, just because in Austin Powers 2, he also says, and he's going to eat mini-me, suggesting that he eats human flesh, which I have to imagine imparts an odor of je ne sais quoi, if you will, such as. Honestly, Sacred Orb is so good. But I want to go for a reroll just because there's not that many item pedestals left. I know we got Sacred Heart already. I think we can do better. I think we can add Godhead to the equation. We can add Holy Mantle. That's fine. And the Mind, for that matter. Some good stuff, man. Some good stuff. What do you got for me? Let me just see what you got. I mean, it's good, but so what? What have you done for me lately? Anyway... Also, I mean, I put it, if I had to say this, I mean, you got to stretch the bounds of realism, I guess, a little bit. Like, I think that they probably should not have put, it's just bad food safety, I guess, is the roundup. I'm not trying to have anybody, like, get fired or whatever. It seems like improper food handling techniques to have a large bubbling carafe of diarrhea right next to where people are going to be eating, whether they're going to mistake it for the coffee or not. It just seems like a little unsanitary. But that's the thing, is that sometimes in comedy you got to stretch the bounds of truth, okay? None of the late night hosts, I guess this is really what I've been trying to say in a roundabout way, none of the current late night hosts on TV have the comedian's instinct to drink their own poop. So, as a result, you do not have my respect. I'm sorry. It's the honest to goodness truth. First, you want my view? The first late night host to say tonight at 11:01, I'm going to drink my own diarrhea while interviewing Anne Hathaway. I'm in. Instead, it's going to be like, hey, me and Anne Hathaway try to shove 4 marshmallows in our mouth and then say a quote from the new Minions movie. I'm just not interested, okay? I'd rather just watch more episodes of The Mole, all right? I'd rather watch Peppa Pig. I'd rather watch Wolfoo. Anyway, so that's that. I've been having a pretty good day. Thanks for asking. Good Peloton ride this morning. Legs feeling good, feeling strong. Tonight's not my night on baby duty, which means I will probably spend a few minutes, maybe like up to a half hour, trying to figure out what to do with my leisure time, then do the dishes, and then go to bed. That's where I'm at right now. No, I'm not re-rolling that. I'm re-rolling this. We're going to get a deal with the angel here, and then we're going to re-roll it. We're going to win the coin toss. We're going to go to the other end, and we're going to score. Matt Hasselbeck, 2001. We don't even need to concern ourselves with what happened after that as a diehard Seahawks fan. Again, none of these at the moment are that useful, so we're gonna get some like buy now, pay laters. Oh, what did I tell you? A little Godhead Sacred Heart Seraphim run, no big deal. Now this is Isaac. Now this is pod racing. I don't want to go off on a rant here, but does anybody else think that... hold on, I can make this joke work. I don't want to go off on a rant here, but does anybody else think that Checo Perez's driving in the most recent F1 Grand Prix made him look like Sebulba trying to antagonize poor Jake Lloyd in Star Wars Episode 1 of Phantom Menace? Now, I'm taking a lark on this one. And the lark is, I'm assuming you have any idea what I'm talking about. And then the second lark is, man, I hope Checo Perez did something crazy in the last Grand Prix, in which case that joke could hit. Sometimes you just got to throw out some flyers, okay? Sometimes you just got to go long. You got to run 4 wideouts and say, don't stop till you're numb. Man, we are doing a lot of damage. I'm getting a lot of hits. This feels good. Now I'm like, what am I going to do with the rest of my day, man? I thought I was going to, like, this was going to take me right to daycare. I'm going to have like 47 minutes till daycare pickup. Now you're going to be like, why not record another Isaac episode? I'm telling you, I've been down that road before. That's not how it goes. If you've got 47 minutes till daycare pickup, and or till you have anything to do, for that matter, and your last Isaac episode was like 22 minutes long, you're like 47 minutes, even if this one takes twice as long. I got nothing to worry about. Guess what? It's going to take 4 times as long. You're going to get no damage upgrades. You're going to make one mistake on floor 2 that's going to cost you your deal with the devil. You're going to be behind the 8 ball for the rest of the run. You're going to get no damage. You're going to get increasingly tilted and stressed out. By you, by the way. And whenever anybody says you in that kind of like in a very generalized, non-specific way, they're usually talking about themselves. And so am I. Hold on. Maybe second secret room's got something. Sure, why not? Alright, I don't want to be close to the fire mine shots. But our luck stat is really helping us out damage-wise here. Every single shot is fire and exploding. Let's go see what this is real quick. Not that concerned about you. It's quite a strong run. I mean, no kidding, but like, if that wasn't self-evident, it should be now. It's been some good Isaac lately. Okay, drop me in. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya!